who have messaged me in person. All right. So, all right. So, good afternoon, everybody, or let's say good noon, everybody. Hope you had a good time watching the FIFA World Cup. Back to business now. So, the week that was and the week that is expected to be. Right now, last 2 weeks, as a precursor to what I'm going to discuss, let me just tell you, last 2 weeks has been a trend reversal of a sort, where we had lower highs and lower lows being formed on the weekly chart as well, which is why I said a trend reversal of a sort, though I don't call it a permanent reversal. It could be consolidation for the next up movement, or consolidation for the next bull phase run expected, possibly from second week of Jan onwards. Why am I saying this? Only because Christmas is around the corner. You're less than 1 week away. I believe 22nd onwards, North American markets will officially shut down for Christmas. So before that, by Tuesday or Wednesday, the institutions will start squaring off their positions, not carrying forward anything for a long duration of the new year. So for the Christmas week and the New Year week. So if when they go away around the 20th, they come back only on the 5th of Jan. So till that time, the market will be in the hands of the retailers, small traders, small investors, and let them play whatever they want to play on a barren field of land. That's going to be my take on the markets expected up to the 5th of Jan. Once the FIIs come back from the Christmas and the New Year vacations, then they come back loaded, fresh, for fresh investments, and they will take off from the markets from where they have left it. Till then, they will let the retailers and the small traders play around. So expect a large amount of dumping or pumping to happen, but institutions will be liquidating and closing their positions till Tuesday or latest Wednesday. After that, the volumes of trade will start falling down. Having said that, let me now start analyzing the last week and the trades, what we are expecting in the future. As said earlier, we will start with Dow Jones first, and then take it off with Nasdaq, TSX, and I'll also discuss gold for the benefit of some of our viewers who have joined in and have requested for our analysis earlier also. So I'll also take gold up for the matter of fact. Right? Once you can see my screen, just let me know.
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
This is Nasdaq. I'm trying to get Dow Jones on here. All right. In the meantime, let me try Nasdaq, since Nasdaq is already opened up. All right. Now, this is Nasdaq for you. The weekly chart, as we always start off. The weekly chart, it did give you a show up, and then the super trend turned flat. The weekly chart, super trend is turned flat for a long duration of time, which is why we told you it was trying to take an uptick. Last 2 weeks, lower highs, lower low. Again, a bounce back was given, but still a lower high. The high is higher, but the low is definitely lower. Now, the biggest thing to remember over here is that the market closed, weekly market closed towards the low of the week. Be it Nasdaq or even be it Dow Jones, the same thing applied. It closed to the low of the weeks. That means next week you will see more selling pressure, bringing the price on Nasdaq from 10,705 to an approximate level of 10,450 or even lower. So 10,270 could also be tested. Depending upon how the markets open on Monday. Monday again is going to be a red day as per me, because it's going to give you a continuation of this trend. This is an inverted kind of a hammer, a red hammer closing at the rock bottom. So Monday also expected to be a red day. Monday, Tuesday, red day. Thereafter, possibly a green day on Wednesday and then Thursday, Friday. So I am expecting 2 red days to happen, Monday and Tuesday. This figure of 10,270 and 10,200, this should act like a very strong support for the market to bounce back from here. So 10,250 and 10,270 range should act as a very strong support on Nasdaq for bouncing back from here. Why are we saying this? We are saying this because the super trend is turned flat. It's going to invite the price over up towards itself. That's number one. Number two is CCI levels still in positive. Stochastic at 48 can always turn around and start climbing. And MACD has not given you a negative crossover yet, which is why 2 days of very narrow range trading, if you ask me, between 10,500 and 10,250. And then expect an uptick. Nasdaq for a weekly chart, on the day chart, it is just turned bearish on the super trend. Right? This last candle has actually tried to fill this gap up. This gap between 10,520 and 10,850. When I said 10,520, I very clearly remember talking about this gap now getting filled, and this 330, 320 will act as your first support. Thereafter, 10,250 and 270 will act as your next support. Right? So 10,330 could also be acting as a support, because you look at this day gap here, you look at this day close here, almost at the same levels, 10,330. So expect 2 days of gap down. When you say 250 and 270 to be a reversal, it could also reverse from 10,300 or 10,330. Clear? That's Nasdaq for you. Compare this on Dow Jones.
Sir, just before we go to Dow Jones,
Yes.
Nasdaq may, if I look at the weekly chart, it essentially looks like there are a lot of red candles and a lot of the way I imply it is there are a lot of short positions that would be there, and if we say that the institutions would likely want to close their positions before they close the year, wouldn't that lead to some short covering and maybe a short spike before the close of the year?
That is the reason why this spike was there on Monday, last week Monday.
Okay.
Well, understand one thing, just as you and I understand that the vacation is about to happen, so do even institutions. So
Right.
sometimes they preempt you almost a week ahead and they give you that rally on top. Now, last week was very heavily loaded with a lot of news coming in, events happening, which is why they used Monday as an opportunity to get out.
Okay.
Right? Number one. Number two, if you remember, we were talking about 3 weeks back when I said that the tapering will now start happening, and from 0.75 rise, they'll bring it to 0.5, 0.5, 2 or 3.5, and then 0.35 instead of 0.25. And then that 0.35, 0.35, and then they will start lowering the rates. So it will be 0.5, 0.75, 0.75, 0.5, 0.5. Thereafter, it will be 0.35. That would mean the tapering about to happen. So after 0.5, 2 or 3 sessions, 0.35, 2 sessions, and then the lowering of the rates will happen.
Okay.
So far, it will only be the hike in the rates being lowered down. The quantum of hike is being lowered down.
Correct.
But when the lowering of rates will happen, that will happen sometime in the month of June, July. That's the way I look at it. So the reason why we see the spike here is because Monday, institutions use that what you just told you, short covering and a slight squeeze up. You will also see that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
You may also see that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A small wick going up, but the trend will remain down. And once they are done with it, then the climb will start.
Okay.
That's the way I'm reading it. That's the reason I'm saying I'm expecting this to come down to 10,300 or 10,250.
Fair enough.
Right?
Right.
We did the day chart also, as seen over here. See this spike up?
Right.
Right? First green, and then the spike up. So it opened up for the short, for
Technically a gap up.
Gap up, and then brought it down.
Right.
So this was, I think, on Tuesday, 13th. Yes, this was Tuesday when they did a gap up and gave you the spike and brought it down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. God. Dow always gives me problem in loading a chart. Now, as compared to Dow, Nasdaq was looking weaker.
So maybe you can try opening in a new tab.
One second.
The big ships move at their own pace.
Unfortunately, Dow always takes time to open up. And yes, elephants and whales take time to move. See this on TSX as compared to Nasdaq. Bearish super trend, TSX bullish super trend, but super trend turning flat. So on TSX, this is your support line, 18719 or 700. That's another about 700 points down. But if you look at the day chart, look at these gaps. This gap down was done to fill a gap up. This gap up was covered by this gap down and again a gap down. Now, after a gap down, it gave me a doji green candle. So this is your support level over here, 19,000 first. That's about 450 points down. Though I don't expect it to go that much down, I expect 19,130, 150 to act like a strong support for a bounce back on TSX.
So is it sitting at at a moving average?
Which one? It is at a 65 moving average.
Okay.
Which
That
is
would also
giving
give
a
a
very,
support.
very strong support here, which is also giving it a strong support. That is the reason why you got a red doji, a green doji, whereas the market was giving you a red candle.
Right.
Nasdaq gave you a red candle on a day chart.
Right.
And Dow Jones is still holding on. And he gave you a green doji
Mhm.
because of the 65 moving average. Also, look at CCI turning flat and stochastic at 7.5 and 12.5. So at rock bottom, there could be a reversal on this faster, which is why I said TSX, Canadian stocks, whenever they move back, they will move up much faster. The only thing which is disturbing me is the super trend not yet turning flat. Right? So as the same rule applies for TSX, NASDAQ and Dow Jones. I think I have to open up a new chart only. So TSX down, all right. Look, this is NASDAQ. Yeah. Something wrong with TSX? I mean, with Dow Jones, why is it not opening at all? Lovely. Weekly chart. As compared to NASDAQ, look at the weekly chart giving you a wick below also. That means there was buying coming in over here. So that means if this low has to be broken, which is 32,654, then the chart becomes weak and comes all the way down over here. 30,000, 31,000. If the week low gets broken of 32,654, 31,000 is the sure shot entry. So in case if you want to play puts and options, minute Dow Jones breaks the low of 32,654, you can buy a 31,000 put for mid-January or January end. Because then this will definitely get touched. This super trend will definitely get touched. And when 32,654 gets broken, which is almost over here, you realize you'll be very close to your mid-Bollinger Band. And this is a weekly chart. The day chart. Once again, did I miss something in the weekly chart also? See the MACD lines curving down and a crossover about to happen. Look at CCI curving down in positive but coming down. Look at stochastic now opening up. Stochastic is opening up on the downward side, which is why markets will tend to come down over the next 1 week. The day chart has just turned bearish. Super trend has just turned bearish and clearly coming down. This gap up right from 32,513 to 33,263. This 700-point gap, they've tried to breach it over here with this candle. And this will further go down and take support over here at 32,500. So first support at 32,500 or 475. Next support will be happening over here. 31,740. So as I just told you, if this low of 32,654 breaks, your first target is 1,000 points away, 31,700 or 900 points away. You can buy your puts accordingly. But I always trade in long puts because it is a year ending. I'll be more careful in my puts, right? So, but in puts, whenever you buy a put with a strike price of 31,000 or 31,500, you come into profits of what, 20%, 30%. Please book your profits, part profits at least, or take out your principal amount of investment in that trade, so that whatever is left is your pure profits. So a dip in your profit is acceptable. A dip in your capital is not acceptable. That should be your motto of trading. The trend has just turned bearish. So 31,700, 31,500, 31,000 can easily be expected, including 30,720. But that's a very far away target. I don't want to wait for that long. But in the day chart, look at this bearish trend happening here in stochastic. Look at CCI giving you minus 186 and look at MACD opening up on the bearish crossover. Clear? So Dow Jones, your targets have been given to you once something breaks. Nasdaq, since we trade Nasdaq the most, or since most of you take trades on Nasdaq, once 10,500 breaks, 10,500 breaking, your target could be 10,300, 10,150 or 10,100. Clear? In this case, 8, 20, 34, and then above that only you will get 65. They're all in reverse order, so it is expected to go further down. Day chart has just turned bearish, so this gap has to get filled in at least up to 10,500. You could also buy your puts of 10,300 December end expiry. You could buy puts December end expiry 2-week trades, and you will on Monday morning itself, and this could give you good money. 10,300 strike price, December end expiry, 2-week trade could give you good money from 10,700 to 10,300. So possibly Kamal or Munir or Vivek, anybody else who was taking a put trade, this is a trade on Nasdaq. I'll discuss TQQ also along with this if you want. TQQ, where are you? Net is slow today. I don't know why. Something wrong with my net. In the meantime, any question? I'll be quiet over.
So can you try in incognito mode?
Incognito mode. Let me try.
No problem.
Why is it not happening? What? How do you do that?
New window, when you click on plus. Actually, 3 dots on the right hand side where it shows error. Yes. New incognito. Possibly, sir, too many people are watching World Cup final.
Isn't the match over by now?
Not yet.
Not yet, sir. Extra time.
Argentina
Argentina
is in
3-2.
lead.
I thought they would give you penalty shootouts and finish it out here.
No, they're in extra time, sir. I think Argentina is going to win 3-2.
Argentina is winning 3-2.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah. I was being for wanting France to win. They start working on incognito mode also. उससे तो मेरा मोड बेटर था यार.
Possibly it's the internet that's been slow there.
Everybody is streaming it. Oh yes, gold is here. Let's watch gold in the meantime. Oh no. Bad. Otherwise, should I just stop these things and keep only on one chart and then use that only one tab? You think that will help?
Yes, sir. You can give a try. If not, then I can share my screen and give you control. Put the indicators.
Even if I get gold, I'll show you gold. Gold is looking promising if you ask me. It will go up. As I always keep telling you guys, with gold, it's right the opposite of the stock market. If the stock market falls, the gold is going to rise. Because that is what the institution will use to hedge their positions of against any fall. So when the stock market falls, the gold will rise. And that is exactly what is happening in gold currently. It is rising and expected to rise further up. Something wrong here. It's showing me everything except my candles. Bad. No, 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 no.
Let's say, do you want me to share my screen? Chart is loading
Yeah,
at
you
my
could
end.
do that. You could do that.
I can-
Are you ready?
Yeah, I can give you control.
Can you share?
Yes. Just the indicators you'll have to adjust to your duration.
No, that's all right. That's all right. All right. Can you
Can you
give
request for
me
control?
or how will you go about it?
Yeah, if you request for control, I can.
Where is my reactions? No. How do I request you for control now? Why don't you only do that?
Okay.
I can always give you a voiceover. Now, in this specifically, if you look at the weekly chart, in the gold, you realize you have closed near the top of the week.
Yes.
So the gold has to go up now. Now the first point of gold going up, you can come to up to your June top over here. June. This is week.
This is-
Approximately 18,667, 1867. Just look at that level. Go further up. 5 candles to your left. Yes, this one. 1871. The first target is 1871. But this being a weekly candle, don't expect that to happen within a few days only. It will take time. The only point of discussion over here is that Williams is at its overbought position. CCI at 109, but expected to climb further. Stochastic clearly 94 and 90, very high in an overbought position. So it could go up to 1871 and then reverse and fall down. At 1871, it is very close to its upper Bollinger Band.
Yes. Upper Bollinger Band is at 1867.
1867. So in continuation of that, it will go up. The only good thing on Bollinger Band is without the moving averages is the mid Bollinger Band is curving up, upper Bollinger Band is curving up, and the lower Bollinger Band is flattish. That means gold is expected to go up. Definitely. If gold is expected to go up, stock markets are expected to correct and come down, give you a healthy correction for the next upward rally to start in the stock market. So when the next upward rally will start in the stock market, possibly around after 5th of Jan, that is when gold will start correcting it and bringing it back to 1745 levels. 1745 or to the lower Bollinger Band at 1622 levels. But before that, it will go up to 1867, 1870 levels at least. At least.
Do you want to look at the daily chart as well?
Show me the daily chart, the same thing. Daily chart will give the same thing. It's already giving you an uptrend.
On the daily chart, it had resistance close to
Yes,
1813.
1813, and then move down, and then given you almost a green Marubazu on the last day.
So looking to go beyond this level when
Yes,
very correct.
as well as close the gap between Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
Right? So that is gold for you. Let's take TQQ now. You want me to take up my share? My screen is also ready now.
It's okay. Do you want to do it on the weekly chart?
No, just stop your sharing. I'll take it on my screen. Thank you. Right? Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Lovely. Now this is TQQ weekly chart. Important thing to note over here is, why is this blue line here? Important thing to note is, if you look at the weekly chart, 2 weeks of falling trend, exactly as Nasdaq we had discussed. Now on TQQ, see this downward crossover about to happen on MACD, CCI curving down, and stochastic is already crossed in the giving you a negative crossover, a bearish crossover, but at the low points. So this could always be an intertwining movement of the stochastic before it moves up. But this specifically is waiting for a crossover to happen, which is why on TQQ, currently you are at 1906 on a weekly chart. You close at the lowest point of the week, almost near the lowest point of the week. Low was 1871. So if 1871 gets broken, which most likely will be, your target of 16 or 1635 can easily be achieved. 1635 can easily be achieved. That is a $3 more down. But from there, it should start bouncing back. Why do we say that? Because on the weekly chart, it doesn't give you any more support below this. But if this thing breaks at 1530, is your support over here, last support. If this breaks, then 867, 8.67. But I'm not expecting this to break. I'm expecting this to get held at 16 and 1560. I expect it to get held and bounce back, because super trend is still giving me an invitation to come back. Comparing this on a day chart, it's just turned bearish. So look at this 1632. But prior to that, first support at 1754, 1700, and then 1630, 1650. Now on TQQ, if you're trading, I would comfortably take a put for a strike of $16 or $17. Possibly a mid-Jan strike or even a December end strike of $17. A put strike of $17 by December end. That's 29th or 31st, 30th of December. look at your MACD lines, clearly negative. Look at CCI falling, look at stochastic falling, support trend turn negative. Your 20, 8 and 34, 34 and 8 are, I've just given you a negative crossover. So this will go further down. Clear? Questions on TQQ? Any questions on TQQ?
Sir, we said 17 strike put for end of December or mid-January?
It could be end December. That is 30th December, because you people will close your thing on Friday. So 30th December.
Mhm.
What's the premium there just now?
Sir, TQQ 30th December, $17 put. Last price is 32 cents. Ask is 33, bid is 32.
So easily you could buy this and just let it roll down. Well, 32 cents is practically zero stop loss.
But
I
sir,
mean,
the one thing would be if we are saying that we expect the institutions to start winding down this week onwards,
Yeah.
and we have about a week and a half where retailers have an open run.
Hmm.
That is literally a market taking any trend, right? I mean,
Yeah, of course. It will be a market will be in a no trend zone. But the point is, institutions booking profits. Whenever institutions are booking profits, they're booking profits on their longs. So there's going to be selling pressure. If there's going to be selling pressure, TQQ will definitely fall further.
okay.
So with that intent in mind, if I'm buying it at 32 cents, even if I get $1 instead of 32, I am tripling my money,
Mhm.
right? And that is what I'm banking on. I may not get to buy it at 32 or 33 on Monday morning. I may not get to buy it. So
Got it.
if we are lucky enough, take the trade, because the amount of investment will be very, very minimal, just $32. Am I right? Or less than that?
Yep, 32,
$32.
33.
$32 per lot for one lot of TQQ. But if I take a put option of 17 strike price and do all that, and don't take TQQ but take the other trades, I may get it even lower price. I don't know. ES is no, this is going to be gold. No, ES mini. See the Marubazu candles straight falling down. This is the first support, 37.20. And thereafter, minor support at 36.70 and 35.70, 35.80. One, two, three, four. ES mini. Right? Any further questions? Any further questions?
I think you have already covered Vivek's request about TQQ.
Hmm?
Yeah, I was also going to request the next Apple, which Vivek has
Apple is already on search. We have Apple and we have Gaurav had asked for some stocks.
GIB open A.to and
Yeah, and MFC.
and
MFC, I'm watching it after getting to hear about it after ages now.
Yes, sir. Insurance year end, good time. Insurance always has good year end results.
Gaurav, if you are just till this chart loads up, just check out Kirkland, KL, KL.to. Apple. Today I'm sorry guys, today my charts are not loading up properly.
sir, it's because of football, sir. Don't worry.
Our football is making a mess of my presentation and I don't like it.
KL.to mein nothing's coming.
Nothing? Kirkland.
Kirkland is on Nasdaq.
So also they're on TO if I'm not mistaken. No?
No, I only see it on Nasdaq.
It's there.
I remember trading on it also. Kirkland. This is bad.
It's KL.to.
Okay, KL.to for some reason didn't show up on my thing. So,
Kamal, get your charts ready for Apple and the other ones also. Kamal, get your charts on Apple and the other stocks that Gaurav had requested, MFC and my it's not working. I'm feeling
Yeah.
bad.
We'll take Apple first.
Yeah.
Apple is also on downtrend as Vivek sir, you were looking at TQQ.
Again, it closes at the lower end of the week and very close to its weekly support at 125 or lower, which is the low it made over here. No, in the month of this one, 129, 130.
so
Lower
descending
Bollinger
triangle.
Sanjay?
I see a descending triangle.
Yes, it is.
Lower Bollinger Band is downward. Williams RCCI is downward.
And it's a descending triangle as Gaurav has already identified it. So descending triangle is all the more dangerous that it will fall further down.
Low here is 124.55, which could now become support.
First support should be around 130, 131.
Currently, it is at 134.
134. It should be around 131 should be the first support. 130, 131.
So this close low here was 129 and close was 131. So that could be the range where it could take support.
And because this is a weekly chart, that support range will be very, very strong support range.
PCI is at minus 99. Williams are minus 97. So yes, if when it touches close to 130, Williams are could be almost minus 99 or minus 100.
Yeah, it could be minus 99 for quite some time also. It will also stay there for some time. That should not be a problem.
But sir, Ismail, there's one more thing. If we look at the last candle, it's a
Yes.
clear upward price rejection.
Yes, it is.
And
So that-
whenever we
that
go
is the
to
reason why
whenever we go to the day chart on this,
Yes.
we'll see that it also has a double top coming up. It's at a double top, in fact.
Double top or even triple top.
Actually,
Yes, that is the 150, 145, 150 is a zone for the resistance happening over there.
Yeah, so 13th October was when we started the double top, the bottom, and then it peaked at 28th October. Then it came down. The bottom was at 9th November. Then the peak was at 15th November, and now we are at the bottom of the next one. Beach mein
Then
chota sa
it
disturbance hai. There's
took
a
a dip
small,
and then again went up again and brought back.
yeah. So for all practical purposes, it still looks like this could break the support.
It could break support or it could become a box movement between 130 and 150.
Yeah.
Because it is moving right from November to till December end, moving in the range of 150 and 130. So one should be buying this with a minimum stop loss and taking a trade on the edge. So you could buy it whenever it touches 130 also and take it to 150. So that duration run is approximately about a week or 8 days. Week or 8 trading days. And the fall also happens in about 5 days. So you could buy it at 130, sell at 150, and or sell at 150, buy a put at 130 and bring it down. At 130, if you're buying, your stop loss is very clear, very small and very short, 128 or 128.50.
let's go clear on the weekly chart. I think we can wait for this week for taking buy position. On the weekly chart, it's still downward.
What is the low on that candle, red candle? Yes, this one.
This is 129.
All right. So at 130, I would buy this with a stop loss of 128. A $2 stop loss.
Once it reverses, right?
First target 150. It's a reversal trade I'm taking. I'm taking a reversal trade.
Yeah. And a target of close to 147,
147, 150, anywhere in between that. So that will give you approximately about $20 on an investment of 130. So approximately about 8% return.
I think it for taking a long position, whether it is stock or a call, can wait for this week to end. Next week we won't be anyways expecting much of movement. So first week of January could be good time to enter.
Yes, that is also a way out. One could also do that so that you can spend your holidays more relaxed rather than looking at the markets. That can also be a way out.
And the other thing is, sir, we said, we were generally a bit bearish on NASDAQ for the coming couple of weeks. So at least for this week, when institutions close. So, that could also have an impact because this trade doesn't fall in line with that.
Yeah, because that rub-off effect will definitely happen on April 2. That rub
Or
off will
the other way
definitely
around.
happen.
If Apple is going down and the key Nasdaq stocks are going down, the index has to go down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with Apple having the largest portion, if it goes down, Nasdaq will definitely come down.
And we are expecting Nasdaq to be down at all. Definitely. Right? All right. Let's take the next stock.
GIB. CGI.
Yep, CGI.
Insurance.
Banking
No,
financial.
this is a tech company, I guess.
Yeah, they are into financial. They have solution for banks.
Right. Financial technology.
So it had good rally past from end of September. Is at the overbought region. Williams are is at minus 14. It has been there in the overbought region for quite some time.
Right. So again, for this one, essentially the way I'm looking at this is one, the fall on this one has not been as steep as the index, number one. Number two, I think on Friday it gave a good green candle. There were wicks, but I think it still gave a good green candle. And the only risk I see here is, again, this seems to be forming a double top. Not perfectly a double top, but okay, it's at a support level. It's at a weekly support, which is a very strong support. But I mean, that's probably the only thing that if the support breaks, and there's also, again, if you look at it, there are some channel movements, inclined channels and all. So, but this looked to be a good, strong stock to me.
Yeah, actually it gave a breakout here
Yep.
towards the end of November. Reached the upper Bollinger Band, faced a small correction, took support at mid Bollinger Band and has reached the same level where it faced the resistance
Right.
and
Yeah.
is back at the mid Bollinger Band.
Yeah. The only thing is that the indicators, apart from the couple of observations, MACD doesn't on the day chart doesn't line up for a further uptick. But I still feel that basis the other things, the fact that it's taken strong support from the weekly support line at 115.68, it looks good for another up move.
Yeah, I think it could come down to 114, take support from there and then rally further. Vivek sir, what's your view?
Your stochastic is already giving you negative crossover. CCI is already going down. MACD has moved out, giving you a negative crossover. It is at its daily support level. I can't see the weekly, but definitely daily support I can definitely see. It is at it. So expect it to go to about 113. 112 to 113. 113. That will be the answer I will look for. If it goes to 113, it's a very, very tempting buy with practically zero stop loss.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, why is it looking nice? Market was down. He gave me a green candle on Friday.
Friday. Yep.
There is a gap between Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
That gap has to be get filled in. And if I've seen a green candle close on Friday, I know he's going to at least attempt to try and fill that gap up. So from the current levels of 117, no, take it back to the day chart. From current levels of 117 and go up to the Wednesday, yeah, low, Wednesday. That is Tuesday. One candle to your right. Yeah. There the low is 118 and the high is 120. I'm expecting at least 118 or 119 to get touched over here. So he will move to close his gap. And then that could also happen in a wick and then proceed down. Because if we are expecting a negative or a bearish bias on both Nasdaq and on Dow, this counter cannot move against the broader markets. So it may give you a wick to go up and then give you a correction down.
Sir,
So
I
for a
have this one at close to 114. I liquidated some at 120 and looking for, probably whatever comes out of the
Re-entry.
rest. Yeah,
So
I booked
you
partial
should
profits at
now-
120.
Yeah, so you should now keep your next sale order already at 119.50 and look to buy around 113 or 112.
Okay.
113 would be a good buy price.
113, 113.50, 113.25, anything in that range. Because
Mhm.
that is the second daily support, which can also be a weekly support.
Right.
113 will also be a weekly support.
Mhm. Right. Got it.
No, go
Yes,
higher
so
up. Fourth,
yes.
fourth last candle, the low of the fourth last candle.
Yes.
The low of this candle.
Yes, and by that time the mid Bollinger Band could also move up and come closer to 113.
Yeah. No, it won't come to 113, but yes, 113 is the zone to look for.
Yeah, 113, 112, where it had previously faced resistance here.
Because on a weekly candle, the MACD has still not given you a negative crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Stochastic and CCI have.
They are flattening and giving you a negative, but MACD is still not. Which is the reason why I'm expecting that VIX to come up to 119 or 119.50. You can take your profits and then comfortably wait for it to come to 113.25, 113.30 and pick it up from there. Again, you can re-enter this trade after that.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it gives a spike, you're on profit, and then if it goes down, you are ready to buy again.
Mm. Right.
Right. All right. The next one.
If you have taken, have you taken this on IBKR or on Wealthsimple?
This is on Wealthsimple.
Yeah, because it is on Wealthsimple, so you may not be able to keep stop loss. If it would have been on IBKR, you could have kept your stop loss at 115. So even if it would have dropped, you would have closed your position at couple of dollars profit. But that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
next
Gaurav, are we good? Shall we go to MFC?
Yep. Sure. Yep.
Take Manulife. Oh, you want on TO, right?
TO.
We will start with weekly chart. It looks downward. Even on MACD, it has started reducing histograms. Williams R is downward, CCI is downward, stochastic is also downward. So on the weekly chart, it's going downward and could take support at the mid Bollinger Band level. So,
yeah, I have a support for this one at 23.91.
23.91.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that's a weekly.
23.5 here. Previously, it had not faced resistance per se, but at this level, it has had. At this level, it had for 2 days it closed. Previously, here it faced resistance. So 23.5,
my 23.9 comes back from August 2022.
August, this is July and
August 2022. I mean, 2022. So I still follow that age old practice of putting that line chart and putting in weekly and just putting all those supports and resistances. So this is a very old weekly support from the weekly chart at 23.91. And on the weekly, if you just put it as a line chart, you'd see that it's hit that and taken a small uptick from there. So it's forming a that tick kind of a pattern that there's a likely reversal. And then on the day chart, if you look, the last two candles have very long wicks at the bottom, dragonfly dojis kind of thing. So a clear downward price rejection and a strong attempt to move up.
Yeah,
The strong
on
attempt
the
to move up will first take it up to close the gap.
yeah, that's what even I was
Right.
looking. So it could close this gap and then could face resistance and go further down. Depending upon the volume, it could go further up to this level where it had previously faced resistance, 24.4. So
Yep. I have.
are you already on this trade or you are looking to?
No, I'm not in it. I'm not in as yet.
Right.
Then Gaurav, I suggest to you, if you want to enter the trade, don't enter at 23.90.
Mm-hmm.
You take an entry at about 23.60 or 23.55.
Right.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Can you go back
Mhm.
to the weekly chart now?
Yes.
I'll just quickly explain this to you why. Now look at the third candle from the end. What is the low
Mhm.
over there? The last green candle. The low is 23.54. 23.54 has been held for 3 weeks,
Right.
right? So if it breaks 23.54, then this becomes a bearish chart.
Mhm.
The recent low was 23.54. So I will buy it around that time at 23.50, 23.60 with practically zero stop loss. So even if it breaks 23.50 and come to 23, my loss is only going to be 60 cents.
Right.
So that's practically negligible. I can afford to wipe it off. No, there will be no stress on my mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
But if I buy it over there, if I'm buying it at the edge of a 3-week close and it turns around, it gives me a jump,
Yes.
right? Now, either you
get
take 23.50 or you take that close of the candle low before that candle, on which just on the D, next candle to your right.
This one, the low here was 23.
23. That is the difference. 23.50 and 23.02. The low is 23.02 and your dividend was declared.
Mhm. Correct.
So it can't go below 23 at all, definitely no. Now you know what my targets are I'm working on. If I'm buying at 23 or 23.50 or 23.60, I'm not keeping a stop loss.
Mhm.
And if you look at the day charts, 23 has been maintained all through and through. 23.50 has been maintained all through and through. Look at 28th of November. 28th of November.
28th of November, low was 23.54, and even going further, 21st of November, low was 23.02.
02. So that is the rock bottom stop loss for you.
Okay.
And your upper targets are clearly known to you.
Right.
24.55, 24.25 and above.
Mhm.
Yeah. So buying at 23 or even 23.50, your stop loss could be 22.60 or 22.65.
Or even 23.
Yeah.
60 cents stop loss. Bare minimum.
Right.
Right? Lovely.
Okay.
Let's
Great.
take the next one.
So we'll take MDT as the second last, if anyone else has any other. This is from Zia.
Yeah.
Let me take on the weekly chart.
Just zoom out. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. It is at its 2-year low at this point of time. Just take the chart slightly up and see the thing, you will realize it. It's at its 2-year low.
Almost, yeah. So this low was back in March 2020, low was
72,
72, and right now it is at 74,
76.
76.
And if you look at the weekly chart, right from August 21 or September 21, let's come more to your right. After the mid-Bollinger Band was crossed over, that mid-Bollinger Band has acted like your resistance for this number, for this counter. Currently also, it is not allowing it to go above the mid-Bollinger Band or 20 moving average. Now this is a weekly chart, clear trend down, right from 21, and now you are in the end of 22. So August 21 onwards, you are down. July, August 21, you are down, and you haven't recovered for the last 1.5 years. And now you are at your 2-year low.
And the
So-
lower Bollinger Band and mid Bollinger Band is still downward.
Yes.
Upper Bollinger Band is trying to flatten, but not completely yet.
So I would not look to enter this trade just now. Zia, are you in this trade, or if you can unmute and answer? Zia is not on call. No, Zia is not on call.
Yes, sir.
He's dropped. So my suggestion would be simple. If you were to look to buy, you would be buying it at about 72, 74 for a first target of $80.
So, even though it is at lower Bollinger Band, but the sell volume was quite high.
The sell volume is high, CCI is down, stochastic given you a clear negative crossover, MACD has given you crossover, negative crossover. So you will expect the price to go further down. But breaking 72, I don't think that will happen that easily.
Right. This was on both weeks, 72 was the low.
What
So-
one can do is actually one can buy this at 72.75, 72.75, and then wait for a reversal trend to happen.
Right. So we can watch this. Zia, you can keep in your watch list. And when it reaches close to 72, 72.5, then you can plan to enter.
That's true. And if he has already entered, my suggestion would be keep your targets already fed in the system. And first target would be the mid Bollinger Band, which will be 84 or 82, 81, whatever you want it.
Yeah, 84 is mid Bollinger Band. Even if you look on daily chart, it was close to 82. Still
Yeah.
about $6,
That's right.
$6, $7, like 10%. 170.
But not a trade to freshly enter now. I would rather wait for it to come at the levels and then enter.
Right.
Last
Okay.
stock. Which is the next stock?
I was just looking at Gaurav's message. Not sure whether this was as part of stock option. If you would have been there on call, then
Well, all right.
Mm,
Is this on, no, this may not be an option trade.
This could be an option trade. It's on NYSE.
Anyway, even if it's an option trade, it's not worth entering in just now.
Hmm.
You could, however, take an entry into it on a put option if you wanted to.
Sir, I would rather prefer letting it to fall for a couple more weeks and then
Yes,
let it
because
reverse.
it is at its 2-year low, I would even the put option will not be making proper sense because it won't give you. You'll have to be real active and alert when the trade happens and when the trade has to be squared off. So at this point of time, this is not like ideal entry even for a put.
Right.
The entry for a put should have been near the upper Bollinger Band or whenever the upper Bollinger Band touches.
Yeah, or mid Bollinger Band on the weekly chart where it has been taking rest.
Yes. So at this point of time, Medtronic will be an avoid. It would be a buy at 72, but otherwise it would be an avoid. Any
Okay,
requests any requests coming on YouTube?
Not on YouTube, sir. Two stocks I wanted to record. One is which Vivek had mentioned in the group, TD.
Apple.
No,
Which one?
Vivek.
TD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vivek.
Yeah. Dominant Bank.
So this week it has fallen.
Close to the lower part of the week. So expect it to go further down. Expect the price to touch 82, 82.50 easily. Or even, what's the low of the last green candle?
79.90.
80, yeah, 80. So at 86, I'm expecting that candle to be touched at 80.
Right.
And 80 and 78 will be a strong buying zone for them, which is clearly indicating on the weekly charts also.
Right. The daily chart. This was a big candle.
Yeah, that should be a support also at 84.50.
Vivek, are you on call?
Who?
Vivek is. Maybe he preferred because of green
Yeah,
dragonfly on this
two
day.
green candles, but still too early.
Yeah, on the weekly chart it will wait. Around 82, 83 or even further. If it touches 80, it would be ideal.
Yes, anything between 80 and 80.5, it would be a buying zone with practically zero stop loss.
Okay, so the last stock, shop,
Any recovery done?
it had recovered and then with the market
Collapse
reversal, it
again.
has also dropped. I am not holding any shop. There is stock option.
I mean, I really can't say anything, but you can see it just moving into a box panel, not yet moving at all.
When the market seemed recovering, it had moved from low here was 38. From 39 to almost 60 it had reached. And then it's coming down again. So it still looks trend wise downward and would
Yeah.
be better to wait
Shopify, I would not like to see. If you look at it, Shopify, stochastic at overbought zones, CCI falling, Williams are falling, MACD crossover done, but no. Shopify, no. No trade, no entry. I would say avoid it for some time. Keep it in a watch list, but avoid it.
From daily chart, it's even more clear. It's gravestone doji.
Gravestone doji, as well as between 8th and 11th, there's a gap up which has to be filled in. 8th and 11th November.
Yeah,
This gap which has to be filled in.
low here was 44.75. It's currently at 49. So very likely that this gap will get closed.
Yeah. Very likely, yes. So Shopify is definitely out of the picture, not even in the reckoning.
Just check if anyone has any last query for the day. None as of now. So with that, just like to take this time to share that next week, if members in the GMT group and those who are interested in the course, if they are on vacation, we can plan for a quick crash course pattern batch in the next week, starting from Saturday. Depending upon the availability, we can plan what would be the timings of the class. The intention would be to utilize the holidays so we can complete the batch. If you are knowing members who are interested in the batch, please feel free to enroll in the website or feel free to reach out to me, and we would be happy to finalize that the dates as well as the timings for the class and utilize the last 2 weeks of this year to complete this. I also say that there's a request from the Manjit for the options course. If there are few more interests, then we would be happy to plan options course as well during the holiday period. And as of now, we have put it in the new year, but if there are some more, we would be happy to utilize the holiday period where we can take both the courses. Sir, would you like to add anything?
Well, all I could like to say is that those of you who are with us on our WhatsApp groups today, while you all were sleeping, I was posting a lot of images. Hopefully, some of you were motivated by it. But keep one thing in mind. I will again repeat at the cost of sounding very repetitive and monotonous, that there's only 1% of the people in the trading world who earns out of trading. The rest 99% come into the market to give their money back to the 1% people who are trading. But those 1% people are not aliens to the world. They are part and parcel, blood and flesh, just like you and me. The only difference is they have trained themselves up, they know what the art is, and they know how to make their capital. So you can also, in the same process, learn the skill we in GMT at least feel pride, take a lot of immense pride in talking about that we are offering you a course which is a structured course. Otherwise, I can also make you a statement. All that we are teaching you is freely available on the internet on YouTube. Go ahead and search. What we will teach you in 8 days will take you about 1 year to learn by watching multiple videos. We don't mind you doing it. You can refer to our website, know what we are teaching, search those topics, learn them out on YouTube. Good enough. But it will take you a year and a half. So instead of wasting that time, learn it in a structured manner. After learning it, practice it. After practicing it, then take a small capital trades. After you get a confidence of small capital trades, then you grow your trades exponentially. And in the bargain, your wealth, your experience, and your confidence and your personality changes completely. So leave that to you guys. Those of us who are on the Zoom call, of course, are all known to us. They are all our students, so they know exactly what we are talking about. But those who are watching us on YouTube, those who are wanting to know how to go about it, now is the time that you can learn. And it is never too late to learn. I tell this to all my students, whether they are my graduate students in the university or they are retired students on my platform. Whether they are fresh graduates who are 18 or 21 years old or who are 60 years old, it's never too late to learn. And it's never late to start a new chapter. So use that opportunity. It's your call. It's your time. It's your money you spend on training. It's your money you spend on learning. It's your money that you will earn in profits. Nothing of ours. But yes, we will get your blessings once you will learn from us and hopefully create an alternative source of income and wealth for your generations to come. That's all I can say. Think over it, mull over it, sleep over it, chew over it, do what you want over it is your issue, but reach a decision. Right? So with that few words of battering that I've given you, all I can say is hopefully you'll have enjoyed a good weekend, a good World Cup match, and see you next week around the festive season when we start next. Thank you very much. Have a great week ahead. Over to you, Kamal.
Thank you, Vivek sir. Thanks everyone for joining and wish you all a happy profitable week and hope you all have good time for your families, friends over this holiday period, and we'll be happy to see you in the next week session or in the class.
Zia, the stocks that you are